Welcome to stock market analysis. Today was a day to accumulate. A lot of stocks came into the buy zone, and I shared these zones pre-market around 9 o'clock this morning. And you can see from my first standard deviation, Nasdaq 100 almost up 0.72%. US 500, which is S&P 500, it was up almost 0.34%, and now it's in the middle of no trade zone. We'll review all the stocks that are in buy zone for quick trades for tomorrow. And we'll review overall analysis on crypto and other things. Also Bitcoin, you can see here this morning I gave an update. Bitcoin was in the buy zone. These are the zones I gave whoever bought Bitcoin around third standard deviation. Today it's up 1.72% from that time. Even Ethereum, it's you can see very nicely came from third standard deviation to the sell zone. I gave these zones around 9:30. If you had them in your chart, you could have made easily 1 to 2% profit. You can make that daily. And if you want this data, guys, you can subscribe to my channel. There's a link in the description of this video. It's only like $6 a month. And if you don't like it, just subscribe from next month. And on one trade, only one trade can pay for the whole year's subscription. So very cheap, nothing to lose here. Okay. So let's review buy and sell zones for the stock market trading for tomorrow. So as of now, red lines are where we sell or we short or we buy inverse ETF. Green lines are what we buy. So the way we trade US 500, this is live futures market. These zones, these lines work best with the 24/7 futures. So these are designed for that, and they give best performance on that. They don't give best performance of individual stocks. So the best way to trade this is going through live futures, all commodities, all live future, US 500, 100. These are best suited for them. So let's review them. US 500, the way you trade this is US 500 is same as SPY. So SPY is SPY only opens during market cash time, but the zones are different on SPY compared to US 500. So the way you treat it is once you have these zones in your chart, you can have a copy of these zones. You can make a screenshot. You can draw lines. You can draw lines like this. So I will share this for free members. I can share this every end of day. So you can draw a line like this, for example, here. And you can see anytime this the price goes below this 45.61, this is the buy zone. So you can buy SPY, whatever the value of SPY is that time during cash market open, you can buy SPY. And if it goes here, you can start selling, and then the first take-home profit is the white line, which is this line. And the best take-home profit is the red line, which is around 0.85%. So you can buy SPY when this thing drops below red, and you can sell as soon as it reaches white line, which is no trade zone, and then you can leave your profits running until it reaches the red zone. Same thing with the Nasdaq 100, US 100. As soon as it dips below the first standard deviation, you can buy triple Qs. This is the Nasdaq ETF. This is only open cash time, basically 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can buy triple Qs that time, and then as same concept, as it goes away to the white line, you can sell it. As it gets closer to the red line, you can sell all the profit which are leave it running. So US 30, same thing. You can buy DIA ETF for US 30, and then IWM for US 2000. So you can already see the zones. So you can take a screenshot of those. And also let's quickly review Bitcoin. Bitcoin, these are the charts. So same concept. You can buy Bitcoin or you can buy Bitcoin ETF wherever you trade when they are hitting the buy zones. But right now it's near sell zone. So this is where you should be looking to take profits and wait for either Bitcoin to go above to short or go below to buy. Same thing Ethereum. You can take a screenshot of these levels. You can copy it. And these are the levels on these. And gold is in the buy range. You can see it came to the buy zone. Very nice trade. I just bought gold miners. So if you want to trade with me, you can buy gold miners GDX. And you can see why I bought, because it came to the second standard deviation. Yesterday it was in up first standard deviation. You can see how nicely these lines predict, these standard deviations predict. You can see it came here yesterday, and you would have bought it here below first standard deviation and sold yesterday as soon as it touched first standard deviation. 3.96% profit, and then you sold, and now you waited, or you could have shorted from here and then waited for it to go below first standard deviation, another 4% profit, and now you bought it again. And I can guarantee you it's gonna go back up from today's close. It's gonna eventually go back and give us almost 4% profit in next couple of days. So GDX is great time to buy. It follows gold. Gold is also in the buy zone. So this is what I'm buying right now. Silver is in the middle. I want silver to go below the green lines. That's only when I'm going to buy it. You can see here also natural gas. You can see it came to the buy zone. This morning I told my subscribers these are the levels. I posted a special member only video, and if you bought it, you must be in profits by now. This morning around 9 o'clock, this was around in the buy zone. So even if you bought it, you could have bought UNG, and although the profit is less, 0.6%, but still you're in profit. Okay. Oil in the middle, we don't do anything here. And let's quickly look at other commodities. Copper is also in the buy zone, guys. This is very good time to buy. CPER is the ETF. Wheat is in the buy zone, bouncing a little bit, but still in the buy zone. I think it can go definitely touch the red zone, so it's selling off. This is a great time to buy. You buy when things are selling. You don't buy when things are pumping. This is when you need to. This is the time you need to accumulate as much commodity as possible, because wheat, corn, all these are in buy zone. You can see soya beans just bouncing from buy zone. These are the stock. These are the, you can buy SOYB, corn, COR, and these are the inflation trades. Eventually they're going to pump and inflation will be higher, and this is going to be skyrocketing. This is when this is the time to accumulate before it's too late. Okay. And let's look at Enbridge. They announced almost, you can see 0.8875, which is more than 7% yield. This is the biggest North American natural gas stock, and I'm also holding this. And my take-home profit will be at minimum first white line, which is around 1%, and the second one, final profit, will be around 2% from here. So Enbridge is looking good for holding. You can also hold this in long-term portfolio. And gold miners, I already told you, I just bought it today. You can buy with me after post-market now, or you can buy it tomorrow, whatever works for you. And let's look at TSX, Toronto Stock Exchange. This touched the buy zone and bouncing now. Hang Seng Index came very close to the buy zone. So these are the levels. So tomorrow, if we drop below 19, 18, 21, look to buy Hang Seng Index or Alibaba, Baidu. You can buy any of these stocks. And let's look at bonds. Bonds are also in the buy zone. You can buy any bonds you like. And let's quickly look at any other stocks or any other sectors. Newmont Mine is in the buy zone. This is the biggest gold miner. This is in the buy zone. XLV is in the buy zone. Healthcare sector is in the buy zone. Utility sector is in the buy zone, I think. Yeah, utility sector is the buy zone. And real estate, still not there. Touched it, little bit bounce. Tesla, still away, 257.69. That's what you need to buy. Netflix near sell zone, not interested here. And Amazon is in the middle, nothing to do here. And let's quickly look at AMD. I think it's pumping after hours, almost 5.5%. Today was earnings. It's now way above in the sell zone, and it was in the sell zone. So earnings are always a coin flip. It's way above here. So tomorrow looks like could be a good shorting opportunity. Market open. ARKK in the middle. We don't do anything here. Shopify, very nice recovery. Basically in the end of the day. But still away from the buy zone. Let's look at the stocks which are selling most. Nike, nothing to do here. UPS bouncing from the buy zone. You can see here I gave this update in the morning and people could have made profit. McDonald's is also very close to the buy zone. Let's quickly see MasterCard. I told my subscriber this is when I was telling everybody buy it, buy it, buy it. And I know you guys, some of you bought it. They were asking me for an update and you were up more than 2% if you bought it when I told you to buy it. Okay, you can see how nicely these indicators work. Uber down 5.6%. Wait for it to go below 45.99. There are no trades here if you did not buy it. Verizon close to the buy zone. TELUS recovered very nicely after it fell below third standard deviation. Now it's pumping. Still very good time to buy. Bell also good time to buy. Costco, very good time to buy near buy zone right now. Let's quickly look at other sectors. Coca-Cola is very good time to buy near the buy zone. ABBV, nothing to do here. UNH, biggest healthcare provider in the middle, nothing to do here. CVS, very close to the buy zone. Pfizer had earnings today and it sold off. It was a fake move, first up and then down. Still very close to the buy zone. Very good trades here. And CQQ, Chinese sector, nothing to do here. This is Hang Seng Index. Alibaba, still very high. I think more drop is coming. Let's look at some of the Canadian stocks. X is close to the buy zone. Dollarama in the buy zone. End of I think last minute candle was pretty bearish. All the banks looks like in the buy zone. Royal Bank is in the buy zone. TD not in the buy zone. BNS in the buy zone. CM in the buy zone. MFC nothing to do here. Let's look at American banks. Citigroup close to the buy zone. Bank of America close to the buy zone. CP Rail are in the buy zone. CNI is in the buy zone, not in the buy zone, sorry. BN is close to the buy zone. Let's quickly see QSR. Buy zone. FTS, biggest utility is Canadian, another one in the buy zone, and some other Zoom in the middle, nothing to do here. Target is in the buy zone, just the buy zone. Palantir in the sell zone. Plug is in the middle, nothing to do here. AHR is also at the top here. Okay guys, so hopefully this information was helpful. Let's quickly review our daily cycle and see if we can we can do some analysis on a daily chart. And for the long-term view, let's quickly look at US 500. So SPY is first red day after a while. So you can see here, if I zoom in, there are multiple gaps to the downside here. This is a trend line, and you can see still divergences. And today we printed first red dot, although the candle looks green. So let me hide these moving averages to show you. You can see, if I also zoom in, you can see green line is below red line, and also we printed a red dot on RSI. So looks like we are starting the decline. This is going to put some pressure on S&P 500, and usually August and September are basically a little bit bearish seasonality wise. So I'm expecting most of these gaps to fill. If I go on 1 hour chart, you can see a gap here, 453, a gap here, 446, a gap here, 443. So if you're buying and selling based on my indicators, which I showed earlier on, be very quick. If you're buying, have a quick trade. If you're selling, then you're in profit, because advantages on your side, because I'm expecting overall market to dip. So if you're taking long positions, be very quick to take profits. Okay, do not hold for too long. So that's on S&P 500, expecting a dip, at minimum going on this trend line. Similar thing on triple Qs, looking for a dip on this trend line. This could be double bottom, looks like, and you can see still we did not printed a red dot. Okay, we did a while ago. This looks like a double back test and now going lower. If I go to 1 hour chart, still this gap is not filled here. So still it can go higher. With AMD pump, let's see, but there's a gap, multiple gaps. All these green lines are the gaps, and I think at minimum we're heading towards these gaps. So let me adjust this. This could be double bottom, double top, sorry. And now I have to adjust the arrow. So this arrow, I think it's going to the trend line at minimum. Dow Jones, another green line, but again, looking there's a little bit of divergence today. You can see at the end of the day, we made a new high with divergence on RSI. PPO showing no divergence, looks like. So no, there is divergence. You can see even PPO is showing divergence. So you can see we made a new high with some divergence. So just be careful in this market, guys. IWM, Russell 2000, looks like, let's go to 1 hour chart. This gap is almost filled. So it looks like a little bit more upside there. That's possible, but if I show you daily chart, all these gaps are downside. Also this trend line here. So looking for lower prices before we go higher. So I think seasonality should play out. So be very careful. Look to take profits very, very fast. Okay, let's quickly look at gold miners. You can see gold miners right very close to this trend line. You can see support, now coming very close. Little bit more downside possible, but I can hold it. I will hold it if it goes down to a little bit more lower, below 30. That's okay, but it's right on support. This is where you want to buy. You want to buy near support. You don't want to buy near resistance, okay? Very good time to buy gold miners, in my opinion. And let's quickly look at what else is there. Bonds. Bonds are bottoming, making a higher low. So good time to get into bonds as well. Dollar pumping, it's above. If I bring in my moving averages here, I think dollar is looking very, very bullish, and it's above this 20 EMA, and now it's back testing this 50 SMA. So this was the resistance. It came above this resistance. So now this is going to act as a support. So we can make it green. You can see this is now act as a support, and now it could backtest and go higher. So I think dollar short term looking very bullish. So now I think the pattern could be changed. So it can do something like this, come back and then go higher. All right. You can see very nicely it bottomed very close to the cycle low. So very good here. Copper came to the buy zone and now it's by the dip. Look to buy any dips. If it comes back lower, look to buy. It's above these 200 EMA and 200 SMA. So looking healthy, nothing to worry about here. Wheat, there's a trend line I draw here. So it's below this 50 daily SMA, but it's right on this support trend line and also this massive support here. If I draw a box here, let me show it here on wheat. If I draw a box here like this, you can see this is where wheat a lot of confluence here, so it's right on support here. Corn rejected from resistance here, now going lower but back on the support, so you got to buy on support, so looking good. Soybeans, a massive rejection yesterday, but now finding the support on this 50 daily SMA. Also it closed below above this blue line, which is 200 EMA and SMA. So soybeans is looking good for a pump higher. And sugar, basically again back testing. If it closes above this 50 SMA red line, that's going to be very bullish. So looking for higher prices on sugar. And let's quickly look at our sectors. XLK, same as triple Qs, nothing changed here. XLE little bit down, but looking for lower prices. Let's see how it goes. XLV right near where I was expecting. So let me adjust this. So there could be a little bit more selling before we go higher because of seasonality. So just be mindful of that. So let's fix these chart. So I think it's going to be like this, fill some of these gaps and then go higher. And utilities also, I think it wants to come back to this trend line and looks like it wants to fill these gaps before it goes higher. So utilities can even come lower here and then go higher, but can even go and finish this here where this red SMA line should come. So let's see how it goes. XLI, industrial keep going higher, but on divergences on PPO and RSI. So a cool down could come very soon. Real estate forming a flag, looks like it wants to go down. So I think it's gonna from here maybe make a flag and then head lower, all right, before it can go higher. That's what I think it's going to look. XLF flat, yesterday I told you, got a red dot here and you can see green line. If I zoom in, green line is below red line, which is bearish sign. Looks like it's getting ready to go to the downside. KRE also, let's go to 1 hour chart. Did it fill this gap? No, it did not, but there are multiple gaps to the downside. This is regional bank ETF, so it could be heading lower. Tesla, almost down 2.38%. Looks like this could be a bear flag before it get hold lower. I'm gonna only buy on this trend line. So from here, I do expect a little bit more downside. So around 11-12% downside. That's where I will be looking to buy Tesla. Netflix looking kind of flat today, minus 0.8, but this could be like a back test and going lower. So looking for buying on this trend line. Google, new highs, but on bearish divergence, massive divergence here. So not interested in Google. Looking for Google to go lower. And we can even draw a trend line at minimum. There are multiple gaps on Google, so you got to be mindful of that. We can draw a trend line like this. You can see. So at minimum, looking for that trend line to work. So we'll see how Google behaves. Microsoft looking for again on this trend line to come. Apple in next couple of days earnings today 0.4%, going higher on bearish rising wedge, negative divergence on PPO and RSI, looking for lower prices. Meta up, looks like it was backtesting this and then came down again backtesting, looking for lower prices just because of multiple gaps to the downside. All these green lines are the gaps. Amazon earnings on Thursday, so we'll see how it goes, but you can buy on tag of this trend line. Earnings are always a gamble, so it can go either way. NVDA looking for lower prices. If I go to 1 hour chart, this gap is filled or not. Still there are multiple gaps, so not interested in buying NVIDIA, especially because there's huge divergence on PPO and RSI. AMD now almost 4.6% up, so we'll see. I don't see any divergences, so we can delete this. We'll see how earnings go. If it gaps up, it could come to fill this gap, so we'll see how that happens tomorrow. Intel looks like it wants to fill this earnings gap before it goes higher. Okay, any long-term stocks? Disney looking for a gap, so on 1 hour chart it did not fill the gap. So if you, whenever it comes down to fill this gap, look to buy Disney here around 86.2. Disney is also looking good for long-term portfolio, and also Pfizer. Actually, I'm keeping an eye on Pfizer. If it makes a new high on divergence, that's when I will be looking to buy Pfizer here. Pfizer is also looking good for long-term portfolio. And yeah, that's about it. I think VIX coiling, still coiling and building divergence. So I think VIX is getting ready for a pump. So just be ready when market drops. I think at minimum, if I draw a retracement from the lows here, if I draw a retracement, market can come close to 13,687. That's quite possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen now, but if that happens, it's almost 12% down. So be very careful here. And on S&P 500, if we draw a fib, the potential is for market to go from here low to high. It can come to around 42.84 at minimum. So from today's close, it can come as low as 6%, okay, 6 to 7%. So just be aware of that in all your trades. And I wish you all the best for tomorrow. And hit the like button if you like the content, and share with your friends and family. And I wish you a good day. Bye.